Libraries across Louisiana are experiencing a challenging chapter with funding cuts at all levels, the latest coming from President Donald Trump.
You have here some headlines on the table. Trump administration moves to shutter library agency, the staff of the Independent Institute of Museum and Library Services.
Yes, they were all sent home during the week of March 31st, and they're furloughed basically. The Institute for Museum and Library Services helps all of the libraries with technical support. They help the State Library of Louisiana. They help support them with a significant part of their annual budget, and that budget flows through to parishes, including our parish.
The Institute of Museum and Library Services is the nation's only federal agency for America's libraries. President Trump issued an executive order dismantling the federal agency to, quote, the maximum extent consistent with applicable law, end quote. In 2024, IMLS awarded $266.7 million through grant-making, research, and policy development to America's museums, libraries, and related organizations. The East Baton Rouge Parish Library System relies on federal grants to fund archival work, several databases, and subscription services.
Databases that our citizens are receiving come through funding that is overseen through the IMLS. And so the tutor.com database that every citizen in the state of Louisiana gets through the state library, certainly concerned about it because most of the databases are annual subscriptions, and I don't know when they're due. That's a lot of funding that I wasn't planning on splitting out of my book budget.
In response to my on-camera interview request, State Librarian Meg Plackey issued the following statement, quote, "The State Library of Louisiana continues to operate as usual. These funds are secure through 2026. While we offer assistance to public library systems across the state by using IMLS funds, all of them operate independently and are funded locally," end quote. According to the American Library Association, the nation's 125,000 public, school, academic, and special libraries translate to 0.003% of the federal budget funding for programs and services. The American Library Association issued a statement in response to Trump's executive order, quote, "By eliminating the only federal agency dedicated to funding library services, the Trump administration's executive order is cutting off at the knees the most beloved and trusted of American institutions and the staff and services they offer."
Do you feel as if the libraries are being cannibalized in the current political climate?
It seems that way because libraries, not just in the state of Louisiana, but all over the United States, are being attacked. Their funding is being cut. Their governance is being questioned. And in a way, it seems so unfortunate because we're pretty transparent.
A coalition of attorneys general from 20 states, not including Louisiana, have filed suit to stop the dismantling of the Institute of Museum and Library Services. The lawsuit contends that the executive order unconstitutionally overrides Congress's power of the purse by directing the IMLS to eliminate programs that Congress has explicitly authorized and appropriated for.
Pay attention to what's happening with all of our publicly funded institutions.